Hello and happy Monday. I just wanted to come on here real quick and talk about religion, but not in a way that I feel like is harmful. I feel like a lot of people are hyper religious these days, and religion does a lot more harm than good, to be honest with you. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus. People would call it a Christian. I would say I'm faith based. I would say through my personal trials and tribulations, it has given me a belief in something greater than me, Jesus and God. And I feel like that is a huge reason of why I'm still here. Just going through my own demons and coming out on the other side grateful and feeling like Jesus is very merciful and patient to me, which is honestly why I'm still alive today. But I got baptized last year in July. It was the best day of my life. I was wanting to do that for a while, and I came across a church, Epic Church, and I talked to their pastor and told them why I wanted to get baptized. It was very challenging for me to do that. I have a story on that I'll tell later, but if you're a Christian, if you believe in God, if you believe in Jesus, the devil is real. You believe in the devil too. There's a lot of good and a lot of evil in this world. And when I say evil, I mean there's evil that we probably, if we're given the opportunity to read about what happens, we would have a hard time processing and believing that this kind of evil exists. But we see it every day, and it's abundant on social media. It's very prevalent on social media. I see horrible things on X. I call it Twitter still, but it's X now. Horrible things, and you don't get the whole story. It's almost like there's propaganda being pushed. But I am one for facts. I am one for allowing people to believe in what they want to believe in. I am not one to dictate and tell others what to do. I am all about free will. And if you are a Christian, you know that God gives humans free will. And in my opinion, that's very important. You should use that, and you shouldn't use it to harm other people. You should use it to help. As long as you're not hurting yourself or other people, I think free will is a beautiful thing. Which brings me to my next point. So I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, I'm very spiritual, I respect living things, plants, animals, human beings. But I have an OnlyFans. I got baptized, but I enjoy watching porn, you know what I mean? And some people would call this hypocrisy. I am an alcoholic in recovery. I'm over 6 years sober, but I'm a huge advocate for medical marijuana. I believe people really do need that. I believe it is genuinely a miracle plant. I believe that it has so many less harmful side effects than alcohol, which has been legal for a very long time. And I'm so glad that medical marijuana is available to those who need it. So a lot of people would say hypocrisy, but I just say I'm a very complex human. I'm very good at giving others advice, but I'm very self-sabotaging when it comes to giving myself advice and having intuition on what to do and what not to do. I'm also bipolar, but I'm self-aware. There's a lot of contradictions, with that. And I feel very hypocritical, but then it comes down to the basis of do I have good intentions? Am I trying to manipulate anybody? Is this free will that I have hurting or harming myself? A lot of people would say, it's up to you. How do you feel? A lot of Christians would say, porn is evil. A lot of people who use their free will would say, I enjoy porn. And I agree that use your free will to do as you please, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone. Because anything can be addicting. Anything. Video games, your cell phone, porn, food, working out too much, anything can be addicting. So as long as you use your free will and everything in moderation, I personally feel like that's fine. So I just wanted to say that, give a little background. It doesn't mean to be perfect when you're a Christian. Nobody is perfect. But the saying, God doesn't call on the equipped, God equips the called. So I think if you are a good human being, you have good intentions, there's no malice intent to harm or manipulate anybody, and you just be kind to people and you forgive, I really feel like that's going to get you very far in life. But anyways, thank you for listening, guys. I hope y'all have a good week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.